Welcome back to Mommy's Young once again. My name is Chilma. So today I'm going to be making beans and corn porridge, or porridge, whatever you call it. This is a delicious meal that you can make for your kids, for their lunch box, or also for their lunch or dinner, and also for the whole family. So before I start making this, I'm going to show you how I cook my beans. I cook my beans to make sure that it doesn't cause bloating or gassing after eating. A lot of people complain about having gas when they eat beans, or also maybe their tummy bloating. Beans contains a type of carbohydrate that the body finds it difficult to break down. It's called raffinose. I don't know if I got it right, but I'll put the name there. So beans contains raffinose, which causes bloating, and because it is not easily digested very well in the body. So I'm going to show you 3 ways, not 1 or 2, but 3 things that I do to make sure that beans does not cause that bloating or gassing when I cook. And then after I show you that, I'm going to make our beans porridge. So if you like to see that, don't forget to sit back, give this video a thumbs up please, support Mommy's Young to grow, and also subscribe to Mommy's Young, and let's cook. So the first thing I'm going to do is to pick out the stones from my beans. It's always good to check your beans and pick out the stones, because you don't want anybody cracking stone when they're eating. It puts off, and it puts you off the food completely. Wash the beans after that. So once it's washed, I'm going to add some fresh water again and allow it to soak for at least 3 hours or overnight. I normally prefer to do that overnight, and that is the first tip to ensuring that your beans does not cause bloating or gassing. Soaking your beans overnight mostly helps to remove that gas from it. So that's what I'm doing now. And then after that, rinse out the water, remove the water that is there, rinse the beans, and then put fresh water and then put it to cook. You can see the beans is actually quite soft, and I can actually cut it with my fingers, so that reduces the cooking time. So I'm just putting everything in the pot, and then I'm going to add some water and leave it to boil. And once the beans is boiled, I'm going to take it out again and drain out this water. This is the second tip. A lot of the gas causing element is contained in that water. So once you drain it out, rinse the beans and then put it back in the pot and start your cooking process. And that is where the third tip comes in. So I've put my beans in now, and I'm going to allow it to come to boil. And now the third tip, baking soda or bicarbonate of soda. This is used in baking, but you can also use it to cook. What it does is to break down the acid. It alkalinizes, if I can say that. It breaks down the acid in the beans and reduces that bloating. So that's why I use the baking soda. Once you add baking soda to your beans, you will not have the bloating or the gassing that you normally have when you cook beans. So once I add the baking soda, I add my salt, and then I allow my beans to cook until it's soft. Because it's already soaked, the beans does not take time to cook and it's done. That is it here. My beans is all done. It's ready. It's soft. You can have it any way you want it. I normally store my beans because we eat it a lot. I cook a lot, and then I store in storage containers and then pack in the freezer. The good thing with packing it like this is that you can make beans in different ways. We can eat this with stew. I can make beans and yam. The next time I can do beans and plantain, or I can do beans and corn like I'm going to do now. All my food are in this kind of pack, and I put it in my freezer and label it well so that I'll be able to pick out anyone I want at any time, or my husband can pick out what he wants and eat. And now we come to the next part. That's our beans and corn porridge, which I'm making now for the kids' lunch box. So all you need to do is to take it out from the freezer the night before you are cooking, so that it will defrost by morning when you are going to make the meal. And then I'm going to put it in a pot. Add some already boiled water. I like using already boiled water. As I said, it helps to quicken the cooking process. I'm going to add my minced onions. Minced onions is good because the kids are not going to see it. It's going to dissolve into the food and also make it tasty. I'm going to add my sweet corn. I'm using frozen sweet corn. If you've got a big freezer, these are the things that helps you to make your child's school meal in a quick way and without any stress. And then I'm going to add my oil, palm oil. Palm oil is good for kids. It contains vitamin A, which is actually good for them, and also contains beta carotenes, which is something that you also find in carrots. I'm adding some sausages here because the kids like sausages, something to make it interesting. And then I'm going to add my ground crayfish. Cover it and allow it to come to a boil. As you can see, I didn't add any salt because the beans we cooked already had salt in it, and sausages are salty too, so you don't want to add any other seasoning or anything that can make it to become too salty for the kids. So our beans and corn is almost ready now. You can see it's coming up nicely. I'm adding my seasoning now. After checking for taste, you can add some other seasoning. I'm adding all-purpose seasoning just to give it some bit of more taste. Okay, and then that's it. If you haven't liked this video, please do so, and if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, please. And I hope you enjoyed it, really, because that's the most important thing. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.